Good evening and welcome to yet another Paris vlog. So the plan tonight is to head up the Tour Montparnasse, which is one of the highest buildings in Paris and it's got the perfect view over the Eiffel Tower. So what happened is, a few months ago they actually reached out to me and asked me if I'd be keen to join them for an event and come up for free and to take some photos, because it's actually a paid observation deck. And I said, I'm sorry, I actually live in London, so as much as I'd love to join, I just can't. But this week I'm back in Paris, so I thought I'd reach out to them and say, hey, if that offer still stands, I'd love to join you and come check out the view. So they said, yeah, sure, we'll hook you up a free ticket, and that's our evening plan sorted. So just left work and gonna go head over there, hopefully get some good photos. The weather should be playing along perfectly. It's looking just perfect, just a bit of cloud in the sky, and that's generally a good recipe for an amazing sunset. So with that being said, let's see how it turns out. So a short subway ride later, and here we are, we've made it. Not for the Asia Gourmet buffet of course, but rather for Tour Montparnasse, which is this huge tower here behind me. Look how tall that is. Crazy high. So I think if that's a good indicator for a good view, then yeah, definitely tall building, and I think the view is going to be awesome. So we looked it up earlier on Wikipedia, and this is 260 meters tall, which is only 40 meters shorter than the Eiffel Tower. I guess it would be absolute insult if this building was taller than the Eiffel Tower in Paris. That wouldn't go down well, but 40 meters shorter is pretty cool. So we'll be almost on eye level with the Eiffel Tower, which just makes for awesome views, and we'll see the whole of Paris sprawling in front of us. But let me not tell you about that, let me show you rather. Let's head upstairs. And here we are at the top. So it's 56 floors high, and then you still have to climb 2 more staircases to go right onto the roof. But what's really cool is that they allow tripods, which is very rare, because in London that simply wouldn't be possible. The tripod police is always out in full force, but in Paris they're actually quite welcome, so that's always awesome. And then you've got some chill areas going on here just to enjoy the sunset that's busy developing back here. But so I've been here before, and I don't want to make the same mistake as last time. Last time I came up here, got up here, rushed to put my tripod up to get the Eiffel Tower view, and just sat there until the sunset was fully finished. Afterwards it was fully night, and obviously not the best situations or best conditions to take photos. And then I only realized there's the whole view of the rest of Paris as well. So I think this time around I'm going to start there, try to pick out some details of places like Notre Dame Cathedral, as well as some other little spots that I can pick out and recognize. And then afterwards, of course, for the main event, we are going to do the same, set up the tripod and then just watch the sunset unfold, capturing the Eiffel Tower and so on. Of course, that's the main subject here. So without further ado, let's go pick out some details. So all the way back here is Notre Dame Cathedral, so I'm going to get out my longest lens and try to see if we can zoom in all the way back here to get a nice little shot of this composition back here. So choice of lens is the 70-300 by Canon, which is my longest zoom lens, as you can see. Look how long that is. And I've zoomed it all the way into 300 millimeters. And despite having an image stabilizer built in, and I'm shooting handheld regardless, it's important to keep a very high shutter speed, because the more zoomed in you are, the more magnified the shake becomes. So shooting at 1/160th of a second, ISO 100 f5.6, and check it out. Here's the final result. So other than the Notre Dame Cathedral, I couldn't really find any other landmarks that really stood out for me photography-wise, but right now, obviously set up the tripod already, and the camera's going to stay put facing the Eiffel Tower for the rest of the evening. And reason being is, I'm going to be taking a lot of shots of the exact same composition with the manual focus just set on the Eiffel Tower the entire time. So I'm going to take shots throughout the entire evening, and afterwards at least have the option in post-processing to maybe create some time blending where I take the best bits of every evening and make one final photo, or at least have the flexibility, or I can focus on individual points in time. So right now actually There's a lot of low-lying clouds, so that's really killing off all the tones in the sunset, unfortunately. So right now it's a bit of a flat picture, not so great photography-wise, but I'm really hoping that once the sun sets and the blue hour starts coming through and the city lights start coming on, we'll be in for some really good photos. So until then, fingers crossed, and let's just see how this develops. One more key advice for photography that I can give you guys is, because we're so high up on the top of the building, there's a lot of wind blowing through, and if you have a camera strap on your camera, it can kind of act as a sail and keeps tugging at your camera. So despite using a tripod, you can still get a lot of camera shake because the strap can actually pull at your camera. But if you have a removable strap, like this Peak Design one, you just take it off, and then afterwards, despite windy conditions, you can actually eliminate a lot of your shake and keep your camera a little bit more stable. So a quick update on the shooting situation. So obviously day's turned to night, and should be mid-blue hour right now. But you can still see those low-lying clouds here just killing off all the colors still. It's a tiny bit of blue up here, but unfortunately not down here where I really need it, because I've composed the shot of the Eiffel Tower here and a bit of sky just above it. So that's a bit of a shame, but just going to go for some night shots anyway, and in about 5 to 10 minutes the light show of the Eiffel Tower will come on, which looks spectacular. It's just going to be glittering all over, and that's kind of what we're waiting for, and those are the final shots we're going to get. So tripods mostly still remained unchanged in the same position, despite, well, with exception of 1 or 2 people knocking it and then blaming me for being the ignorant one for taking up so much space. So sorry, not sorry, but camera's still there and still shooting away. Yeah, last few shots when the sparkles on the light show comes on, and then I'll start thinking about how I'm going to process the final photo afterwards, and I'll show you guys that of course too. Back on the street level now, and just to sum this video up, so the plan was to put the tripod in one position, keep the aperture locked in as well as the focus locked in, and then throughout the evening to take as many shots as possible with some time intervals, and then afterwards create a blended image throughout the evening. So I don't know what that will look like right now, but in my mind I'm picturing maybe something like dusk coupled with the street lights coming on as well as the light show in the Eiffel Tower, all blended into one final photo. So gonna have to do some serious Photoshop work to make all those pieces come together, but not knowing what the photo looks like, here it is anyway. I hope to hear your thoughts on the photo in the comments below. Check it out. Also, a big thanks to the Tour Montparnasse observation deck for giving me the free ticket and allowing me to come up there. The view was stunning. I thought it was really awesome. I can recommend it to anybody else who comes to visit Paris. Do come check them out. Not just saying that because of a gift, really genuinely an awesome view. I also always like to believe when you first come to Paris, your first instinct would be, let's go to the top of the Eiffel Tower, but I think that would actually be one of the worst views in Paris, because if you go up an ugly building like this, you have the beautiful view onto the Eiffel Tower. I think that's way better. Anyway, so with that being said, thanks for joining me on this adventure, and I hope to catch you in the next episode. If you're new around here, do hit that subscribe button below, and give me a like and a comment as well, because that helps this channel grow, and I hope to see you soon. Good night for now.